Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about how a girl is conceived. So we're going to use some of our topics that we touched on the last video regarding mitosis and meiosis and haploid and diploid cells, and we're going to use that information to talk about how a girl is conceived. All right? So let's go think back in terms of how conceived is just a fancy word of made or how something's created. So we're going to talk about literally how a girl's created, right? So, like anything, you need sperm and you need an egg, right? So just like before. And just like last video, we talked about how sperm are haploid cells, is a haploid cell because it has 23 chromosomes. It has half of the normal of what a normal cell would have, okay? So sperm, haploid cell. Egg, also a haploid cell, okay, has n equals 23, which means it has 23 chromosomes inside of it. When we combine the two, right? So when we combine a male gamete, so let's remind ourselves what a male gamete is. It's a fancy word that means sperm. And combine that with a female gamete, remember that's a fancy word that means egg. Now we have a situation where if the sperm went into the egg, now we have a new cell, okay, that we call a fertilized egg, right? So if the sperm goes into the egg, right, that's a fertilized egg here. And a fancy word scientists like to call fertilized eggs zygotes, okay, or a zygote, right? And what do we know about a fertilized egg? We know that it's a diploid cell, right? It got 23 chromosomes from dad, 23 chromosomes from mom, and that's where we got our 46 number, right? But this still doesn't explain how this fertilized egg will eventually become a girl, right? So, to understand this a little bit better, we have to talk about the chromosomes, okay? Remember, a male gamete has 23 chromosomes, but 22 chromosomes are called autosomes, autosomes, all right? And the female gamete also has 22 autosomes. So autosomes are just chromosomes that have genes that have nothing to do with your sex, okay? They have recipes for making all these proteins that are going to keep you alive, but none of those proteins directly are involved in the formation of your reproductive organs, right? So notice we've talked about 22 chromosomes or 22 autosomes, but we need to have 23. So the 23rd chromosome, okay, to be a girl, dad, literally, okay, there needs to be an X chromosome. So there's these things called sex chromosomes, and an X chromosome is one type of sex chromosome, all right? Mom also, okay, in the female gamete has an X chromosome. So now, if you notice, we have 22 plus 1, that's 23. 22 plus 1, that's 23. So now, 23 plus 23, that would give us our 46, right? But 22 plus 22, that equals 44. So these 22 combine, and now the fertilized egg has 44 autosomes. All right. And when the X and the X come in, okay, this 2X chromosomes, okay, will now lead to a girl. So this cell will eventually become a girl because it got one X chromosome from the dad, one X chromosome from the mom, okay, and after lots and lots of mitosis, right, this cell is going to divide, okay, and eventually become, one cell will become millions of cells, right? This will eventually become a girl. So this is how the sex of a person is determined, okay? So just to recap, sperm have 23 chromosomes in there. 22 are autosomes, and 22 on the egg are also autosomes. One of the chromosomes is a sex chromosome, so that's why we still even though I have 22 here, 22 plus 1 is 23, 22 plus 1, 23. When these two cells combine, now we have a new cell that's going to have 44 autosomes and 2 sex chromosomes. So your sex chromosomes determine your sex. All right. So when you're conceived and you start out as one single little cell, if you have two X chromosomes, then those genes are gonna produce proteins that are gonna give you female reproductive organs and therefore help you become or make you or force you to develop into a girl.